Well, we were done having kids after our two girls, Maddie and Jenna, were born. They were actually 9 and 6 when we got pregnant with Claire. And we had miscarried like 2 months prior. And I was like, no, we're not having any more kids. I can't do this, I'm too old. I was almost 40. Well, 2 months later, guess who comes along? So it was a very pleasant surprise. And the fact that he was a boy, made my husband ecstatic. And he really was the piece that the missing link in our family is what we always said. He was what made us whole. He's what we've been missing. And I mean, just lovable, boisterous, never met a stranger. Loved to spend summers down there on the dock swimming. Kid had no fear. Prior to his 5th birthday, about a month prior, he had had a lot of constipation issues, and it had gotten so bad he'd gone over a week without using the restroom that the pediatrician said, it's a concern, probably need to take him to the ER because it's a Friday afternoon, and it just happened to be his 5th birthday. They gave him a suppository with no relief. They did a series of x-rays, just 3 views with him standing up, but we spent 4 hours there, and I didn't feel like we got any resolution from that, but I never saw the x-ray. The nurse just gave me a quick rundown of, hey, they didn't see anything that stood out to them. Just continue what your pediatrician says and start basically an adult dose of Miralax on them. But they did not investigate it further past those x-rays. They had initially ordered blood work and canceled it. And so they didn't do anything else, and I didn't know that at the time that they had ordered it and canceled it. So all I thought we were there for, we had a suppository and x-ray, and went on our way about 8 o'clock at night. He went home in the same discomfort as what he arrived as. We looked at, changing pediatricians because we felt like we just kept going every week with no more information or anything to do other than Miralax suppositories, the same routine over and over, was not getting anywhere. And I felt like we were torturing him with this. So we found a pediatrician that came very well recommended from several friends. And so we went to them. We actually saw the nurse practitioner under this pediatrician. And so she suggested some new things, did a bunch of blood work, sent him to a gastroenterologist, a pediatric one. And because of COVID, it was still kind of on the not quite over COVID-ish area yet. They never saw him in person. He kept gaining weight. And for a 5-year-old, that was a lot. But they did the same thing. It was like Miralax. And they never looked into anything else. Even though I begged for a CT several times, I was told there was no cause for it. He's constipated. He doesn't eat right. He may have autism, but he had more physical signs. It seemed like every couple of weeks we were in that pediatrician's office. Probably by December, he had really just become this very solemn child. He started to get a little bit of a lazy eye. His smile started to be almost like stroke-like, kind of off. Red-faced all the time. Looked like he had a rash on his chest. It wasn't a rash. It ended up being busted blood vessels. They treated him with steroid cream for a rash that never went away. Never made him itch. So it was just things that they were just treating superficially for things, but never dived in to see internally what could be going on. The only way I can explain it is he almost turned into a different person. That decline from February to April was massive. He had gained 46 pounds from September to April. He didn't find joy in anything anymore at that point. He wanted to be by my side, and that was it. And that day he came home from spring break, we all got the flu that weekend. And that was just too much for him. And then he passed away in his sleep on April 12th of 2022. The medical examiner, the pathologist, pulled his x-rays from that ER visit, and what he saw, he knew exactly where to go on Collier's body. He went right here in his mediastinal area, and there was a massive tumor on top of his thymus gland. Even the coroner and the pathologist were just stunned that this child had gone this long and nobody noticed. They totally just let my child suffer and die for 7 months, basically. That's when we contacted Blake Smith so they could begin investigating further into what actually happened. I mean, there was an instant rapport between them and my family that I felt very comfortable letting these people basically take my child's story and investigating it. Blake just, I feel like, went above and beyond, as did Corey and Brooke and the rest of the team. I mean, there was people behind the scenes that I don't even know their names. They were in it to find the answers of what happened to Collier. You need answers. You want to know why. You want to know, why didn't you do your job? How did this happen? I mean, how did that happen? And Blake was able to find those answers for us.